Hey, how are we doing, guys? Great here, and today we've got our week 2 battle of the BBL, not the YCL as it says on the screen. We're actually not part of the YCL. Yeah, we're going up against PatMac and his Sacramento Sandslash. It's the first time we've actually played him, so looking forward to playing somebody new. He's been kind of building up quite a bit of credibility in the Wi-Fi draft league scene. Done really well in leagues such as the YCL. There's other leagues that I've seen him be part of and do really well, but off the top of my head, I can't remember. There's too many leagues nowadays. So, yeah, he's got a really, really scary team. Let me just pull up his team one sec. So I just want to quickly go over the team that he's got. He's got Lugia and Cinderace as his Ubers. He's got Lando T, Keldeo, Grimmsnarl, Vikavolt, Stakataka, Dragalge, Miltank, Cloyster, and Lurantis. Cinderace, Lando T is such a great call. We had that obviously last season in the BBL. And it put in a lot of work, and it's very difficult for us to actually build for. So I've opted into like a bit of a more balanced team. I say that, but like his defensive core of Lugia and Miltank is actually very difficult for us to break down. Miltank does have to decide whether it wants to be Sap Sipper or Thick Fat, and I think it's going to be Thick Fat, so Rillaboom can do some work in this game. The game plan is kind of just to get to a point in which Rillaboom or my Scarf Lapras that I got can come in and kind of clean up. I also might lead off with Scarf Lapras if I feel like he's going to lead off with Cinderace or Lando T. I've also got defensive Dragonite, I've got defensive Toxapex, I've got a mixed bulk Groudon, Choice Band, Victini, Choice Band, Rillaboom, and of course Choice Scarf Lapras. So let's go ahead and get straight into this. A little bit of an introduction, but I forgot to say to make sure to check out his channel down below in the description. But he does bring the Miltank, he does bring the Vikavolt, no Dragalge is kind of nice. Cloyster could be a problem. But we do have Haze on our Toxapex, which is kind of worn down too much. What do we not see? We don't see particularly great switch-ins to Lapras. So I may lead off with Lapras. I think either Lando or the Cinderace are the most likely leads. He could also lead off with Vikavolt. I think Vikavolt is arguably one of his best checks to the Rillaboom, so I don't think he's going to want to necessarily do that turn 1. Could lead off with Victini and just hit something very hard with V-Create. If he goes Sucker Punch with Cinderace, even if he's banded, we should live it. Victini is kind of here just to break, so I wouldn't mind that. I think that's what I'm going to do, just in case he leads off with the Vikavolt. That what I want to do. We'll do a good chunk to Lando. I still want to lead off with Lapras. I think Lapras might be the best lead. I'm going to lead off with Lapras. Victini can kind of come in at any point and click a button, so I'm not too worried. We're going to go with that. Hopefully we don't see the Vikavolt lead. Vikavolt would be the worst lead, but you know, me and getting the wrong lead matchups is pretty standard at this point. Since the last game, we've actually completed the game, and I've edited like my character and everything like that. So yeah, new trading card for like a new like sort of season, I guess. Ronaldo, that's going to be the Cinderace. Now this is a speed tie. If he is speed creeping by Victini, this is a speed tie, but I am willing to risk it because I don't think he's going to expect me to stay in. So I'm just going to click Surf. If he high jump kicks and outspeeds me, so be it. Lapras is kind of nice, but also he hasn't brought the Keldeo, so here's what it is. This is very likely going to be a speed tie. He outspeeds, he does go for U-turn. Get to see how much damage this does. He knows that we're not defensive off of this as well. That does a lot of damage. Now the Vikavolt can come in. If Vikavolt comes in, then my Groudon kind of comes in for free. He's actually going to get Miltank, that's fine. Any damage on this is good damage. It actually does a good amount. Does a very good amount. Can we just get any information actually off of that? That's Cinderace, Calc. Regardless, I think my play is always just to go into... I mean, I could just go into Pex and click Knockoff. Yeah, that's fine. I'll go Pex and Knockoff. Was that Bandage U-turn? No. It looks like it's Jolly, potentially Boots. Moving down to what, 129? 37? Yeah, we do kind of really want to knock something off here. Yeah, any item here is pretty nice to knock off. So you're just going to set up rocks. A little bit annoying, but you know, we are Boots on... I mean, not Boots on Victini anymore. For some reason I thought we were still Boots on Victini. We're going to knock off, that was a crit. Not really going to matter too much. Rocky Helmet. So actually that's kind of nice to have knocked off. I might knock off again. I don't see a reason not to knock off again. Because if Enema stays in, I can just recover on the turn after. If he switches out, then yeah, I just knock off an item with something else. And it looks like it was either high roll Jolly, it could have been Adamant, low roll Adamant, high roll Jolly on that U-turn. So he does switch out and goes into this, which is actually fine for me. I don't mind knocking this off at all. Which is also Rocky Helmet, okay. Well, we've knocked off both Rocky Helmets on this team, and I'm just going to go straight out into my Groudon. He can Energy Ball this, but I scare it out. And there's not a ton on his team that really wants to take a hit. If he sets up webs, that's probably worst case scenario, but I have actually EV'd my Victini to live a few hits. Regardless, and the more damage we can do on this Vikavolt, the better. He's going to stay in. He could go for an Energy Ball here, that's entirely possible, but we are specially defensive. I'm going to take a little bit from rocks. Let's just have a quick look. Volt Switch, that's fine. I could fire off a Heat Crash. I could also just set up rocks myself because he... I mean, he has bought a Defogger. But yeah, I'm just going to set up rocks. See what his initial switch into this is. Kit Kat, that's probably the Lando. Yeah. Okay, so Lando is a switch. That's fine by me. I might just Toxic this. I believe my Groudon set shouldn't be too concerned about this. How much am I doing? Heat Crash does a decent amount of damage. Earthquake shouldn't do a lot to me in return unless he is very much offensive. So I am going to throw off a Toxic. As he also throws off a Toxic. Okay. So I'm bound to miss because it's me. But we should trade Toxics here. Never mind, we don't miss. Good stuff. I'm honestly fine with that. Because Lando is a bit of a problem. It's going to be taking rocks. It's going to be taking Poison Chip. Part of me just wants to go for a Heat Crash here as well. And see whether or not he's fully defensive or not. The Toxic makes me believe that he probably is defensive. I mean, I could go into... I think Heat Crashing is kind of fine here. I could double Toxic expecting the Lugia to come in, but I think just breaking the potential multi-scale is worthwhile. What else can I do here? I mean, he won't get Grass Tear Train Recovery. I would if I was to bring in Rillaboom, so I don't mind that too much. I'm just going to go for Heat Crash. I think just getting some damage off here would be fine. We get to see whether or not he's physical or special. He goes for a knockoff, so he knocks off my lefties. A little bit annoying, but we're going to trade for damage here. So that is, yeah, looking pretty Fizdef. He is also lefties. I don't know if we saw that in the turn before, but oh yeah, he's lefties, so that's absolutely fine. Takes a good amount from poison. We'll also take a good amount from poison. And I just kind of want to go into Rilla, because Rilla and U-turn would not be a bad play. If he U-turns here, then he does a bit of damage. Could also go Pex. Could go Dragonite. I mean, U-turn's not doing that much damage, especially from a defensive Lando. If he U-turns into something, then it's going to start taking some rocks damage. I want to preserve some HP on that Groudon because it's doing the work it's meant to. It's meant to serve rocks and Toxic the Lando, so it's done that job. It just needs to Toxic the Lugia if possible now. But I think now we've shown Toxic, I don't think he's going to let his Lugia just... Okay, he does U-turn, that's a good play. That's a lot, actually. It's a little bit more than I was hoping to take. But it's fine. He probably does just go into Lugia now. That could be a bit of a problem. Actually goes into this. Is this Boots? It's not Boots. So it could be Scarf. Do I want damage on this? Do I just want to go for damage? Like, damage wouldn't be bad at all. I could also switch. I do have... I mean, I have Pex. Pex is kind of here specifically for this. I don't think I need to throw in my Rillaboom right now. Late game, it can still do some work. So, another round of Rock Chip and maybe I'll go for it. He may just U-turn. If he U-turns, he takes helmet damage without the recovery, and then will be in grassy glide range after taking the rocks on another switch in. So if he goes for Zen Headbutt, similar situation, and unless he's banded, then yeah, he shouldn't. He could be Expert Belt, I guess. Expert Belt's possible. It does go for the Zen Headbutt. We get to kind of see whether or not he is Expert Belt here. This might also just do over half, yeah, it does. Is he Protective Pads? Protective Pads, okay. That's fine, I'm just going to go Dragonite. As he probably does U-turn, but... if he U-turns, he takes rocks damage on the next time he comes in. He doesn't have that many things for Dragonite. Especially because the what's it called? The Landorus is Toxic. It just goes for another Zen Headbutt. Didn't want to mess around with this, which is absolutely fair. He's going to switch out. What's he going to switch out into? Could see the Cloyster. I kind of want Ice Beam, but I don't think that's necessarily worth it. I think Dual Wing Beat is probably the best mid-ground play here. Because I think he's just going to U-turn out. I don't see any reason for him to not U-turn. And this won't do much at all. I want to say that maybe Cloyster is the only thing that realistically can come in and scare me out immediately. Maybe the Lando. Pod Racer, that is the Vikavolt. So it's going to take rocks because we saw his helmet earlier. Dual Wing Beat does a pretty good amount of damage actually. I would like to knock this out because it's one of the things that is stopping Rilla. I've definitely taken too much damage on Rilla to be able to take an Ice Shard now, which is a bit of a problem. Lapras could be decent. I've taken quite a bit of damage on my Toxapex as well. I just don't want the Oyster coming in for free. Dual Wing Beat could be fine. Yeah, I'm just going to Dual Wing Beat, I think. And if he goes Cloyster, I just go into Pex. So yeah, Vicavolt's going to go down. I kind of wanted to Roost, but at the same time, if he just full switches, we're back in exactly the same position as we were before. If not, less health, because we are physically defensive, so... Dragonite picking up the first kill of the game. The Cloyster does scare me, just because I need to be at a lot more health, I think, with Pex to be able to deal with it. Just going to quickly do some calcing whilst. Rock Blast +2. That's 57 max, and I think probably going to be less than that when we come back in. There's that Storm. Okay, that's a Lugia. Lugia is somewhat annoying for me to deal with. I could have told you that at the start of the game, but I kind of want to Ice Beam. Yeah, what this wants to do. My options are Ice Beam, or I just go like hard into like Lapras or Victini and click a button. I could also go into Groudon and Toxic. We know it's Boots. We know that much. So, how much am I going to take from Lugia? Kind of wishing I still had Toxic on this set, but you know, it's what it is. We would take a lot from an Ice Beam. I don't really want to take that. So I'm just going to go out into Lapras. Wasted a lot of time on that turn, but yeah, I think it's worth keeping Dragonite healthy. There's the Ice Beam. That's kind of what I was scared of. I definitely didn't want to take that. And we can break this thing's... what's it called? Dash. Multi-scale. There we go. You know, I'm still coming back a little bit. Freeze Dry is not necessarily the best play. I mean, I could just Surf. I could Surf. If I don't expect him to stay in, I can double. I could go into Pex. I mean, I could have gone Pex there, actually. Pex would have been a better play. Get myself some health. But I'm going to throw off an Ice Beam and then go Pex if he goes Miltank. That was the Miltank here? Yeah. It's going to take some rocks. It's going to take an Ice Beam. At this point, I would assume that this is going to be Thick Fat. Yeah, that looks like Thick Fat. So yeah, I'm just going to go Pex. Get myself some health back. So I don't think we were at enough before. I don't think we've been at enough health to be able to take that hit. He doesn't have a whole lot that can threaten me. He can go for like... I mean, he can go for something. Something like 5 horsepower. Didn't expect that, but I shouldn't do enough. And that will take some Rocky Hammer Chip. And now I just want to Scald. I think Scalding is just going to be the best play. If he goes out into Lando, then he takes a good amount of damage. He doesn't really have many great switch-ins. If he goes into Lugia and gets burnt, then his multi-scale is constantly going to be broken. Yeah, I've still got Lapras, I think, at enough. I think it was like 68. I think it has just enough. Take one more round of rocks. If not, it's just a sack. He's going to withdraw. And actually, that's pretty ideal for me. He's going to take rocks and he's going to take a good amount from this Scald. That is very good damage. I can just Scald again. Judging off that damage, it should just knock it out. I could knock off as well. I feel like knock off is not a bad play. Not a bad mid-ground. I also just don't want to take this damage, so I could just go Dragonite. I really don't want to take this damage, so yeah, Dragonite I think is more expendable. And I should just be able to Roost. Yeah, Zen Headbutt. Can I Roost on this? Like, looking like a gross roll. I am going to try and Roost. Yeah, we do take that. Okay. Roosting is absolutely fine. This thing dies to rocks on switching, so I don't mind just roosting again and getting my multi-scale back. Like, unless he gets a flinch on me or a crit, we should be able to get myself back up to full health. Can I roost on anything? Maybe the Miltank. No, I'm going too slow for the Miltank. I think at this point it's kind of not worth keeping around. Maybe it's worth keeping around as fodder. That flinch kind of sucked. I mean, Pex will take like 50%. Yeah, that was rough. That was a rough flinch. Like, kind of something's got to die. Honestly, I think Dragonite is the most expendable. So, on the case of a miss, I'm just going to click Roost again. Perhaps I should have just knocked this out. But that is very unfortunate. Very unfortunate indeed. Okay. So, my play would always be just to go into you and click Grassy Glide. He can keep Cinderace as a sack if he wants to. Okay. I don't think we die to... I'll say we don't die to the Sucker Punch from this range, but I could be wrong. That's assuming it's got a Sucker. We'll see. Yeah, that flinch was unfortunate, but at the same time I could have just knocked this out and not had that headache, so that's on me. Okay, there we go. We do lose our Dragonite, but we trade it for the Cinderace. That's fine. Just trying to think of how I deal with the Cloyster. Like, if Cloyster comes in now, I quite simply just click Grassy Glide. I don't let it do anything, if I can possibly help it. I do have a near max HP Toxapex with Haze that I can come in with afterwards. Storm. This thing is slightly annoying. Not gonna lie, slightly annoying. What are you doing for me at this point? Honestly, not a great deal. I could break the multi-scale. If I break the multi-scale, I can go out into Lapras. I honestly think that Lapras might be the most expendable one here. So... yeah. This Lugia is going to be very hard to break. I need to get into a position I can click Knockoff. So, realistically, I just need... it goes for the Calm Mind. I can break its multi-scale here, though. I believe I outspeed this. Might be a speed tie. Speed tie would be worst case scenario. Okay. So yeah, we're going to break the multi-scale. And there's the Earth Power. I kind of expected Earth Power, Ice Beam. I'm going to assume Roost and Calm Mind. Earth Power, Ice Beam. Like, I think I need to Toxic this. I just think this play through. Toxic means that it's always going to be lowered. How much is Bolt Strike doing from Victini? Without the multi-scale, Bolt Strike doesn't really do enough, but I think I'm going to have to go with that to do the damage. V-Create is also a play I can go for. I think Toxicking it is my best play. And I think I'm going to make turns pretty quick at this point. Lugia was always going to be a problem for me. So, yeah. So I get the Sun Up. With the Sun Up, I can do enough. But that's also depending on whether or not I can live the hit. So, Ice Crash, Heat Crash might be the best play. That's looking like it. See whether or not I can even live a +1 Ice Beam at this range. I think it's doubtful. He goes for the Roost. It's fine. Gonna Heat Crush to break the... I'm just gonna Toxic actually on the next turn. I do want to keep him out of the... you want to keep him out of his multi-scale. But Toxicking will permanently do that. Make it much harder for him. So yeah, I'm going to Toxic. Ice Beam probably does still knock me out. If I can hit the Toxic, I got a better chance of breaking this thing. Okay. So at least we hit that. And I can Heat Crash next turn. I don't think I live a +1 Ice Beam. No, it is. Depending on like whether or not he's offensive, I think even then +1 from defensive. When we're like 108, 56, it'd be top end roll. What am I at? 96. I think that's highly unlikely for me to be able to take that hit. How many turns of Sun have I got left? 3 turns. Just gonna Heat Crash. On the off chance that I live this hit, I'm gonna Heat Crash. I'm trying to think of... Okay, so he Roosts. He's just trying to Toxic Storm me at this point. If that's the case... like, we are gonna eventually be able to put him in range of Victini outside of the Sun. Just from Toxic damage. I mean, I could go Victini here. I don't think he Earth Powers. If he Earth Powers, that's just a great play. But... do I need to do that? I don't think I need to do that. Although Victini should be able to do a lot against what's left. I do kind of want to keep this for... I mean, this can 1v1. I just gotta make a decision quick, because I'm going to be coming down to like timer plays at the end. So, yeah. In case he went for an attack there, I didn't want to go into Victini, because I don't know whether or not +1 Earth Power is going to do so much to Victini that I will die. So, yeah. Victini is my play. You can Roost, I think, V-Create into pretty much anything. It's going to do enough damage. So yeah, I'm just going to click V-Create. You can just Earth Power me here. If he is quicker, he can Earth Power me. Like, I'm not the quickest of Victinis. I'm trying to think whether or not we've seen something outspeed it so far. So he's going to withdraw. And Lando, kind of expected. V-Create will knock it out. Even at -1, there's absolutely no way it lives. And a crit. Absolutely no chance it was tanking that hit. Yeah, if he resets the timer, I guess, on Lugia, he can probably take that hit. I mean, he could probably go into Lugia now if I'm at -1. I mean, does Lugia outstall? I mean, it can just Calm Mind, but I can always just Haze with Pex. How much is it doing to Pex? With Earth Power, it's not doing a lot at all. Not doing much. Goes into the mill tank. Fine. I do want to switch, and I'm just going to go out into Rilla. Go Rilla and then knock off, because if I'm going to knock off at any time, it's going to be now. He goes Lugia, I still click knock off. Goes for Heal Bell. How much is Wood Hammer doing? Probably not enough. I would assume not enough. I could U-turn. How much is Wood Hammer doing? 29 to 35. If I outspeed, then yeah, that's the better play. If it's Sap Sipper all this time, then you got me. But I think that damage from Ice Beam was so significantly less than Surf that he's got to be... Yeah. So we're going to take out Miltank. Do I want to keep this around? Not really, because like we might come down to a stall fest. If that's the case, then I think Wood Hammering here is always going to be the best play. I mean, he's at a good amount of health, and keep this around if Cloyster doesn't get speed buff. I mean, I just gotta make plays quick, so I'm just gonna click Wood Hammer. We'll see if we're quicker or not. If he roosts, then he's gonna take more damage. Yeah. He's gonna take a substantial amount of damage here. I don't think that's enough to put him to full. No, he's like 1 HP off full. So we just Wood Hammer for damage. That does so much damage. Holy shit. Outspeeds Rillaboom, but we don't know whether or not outspeeds Victini. So regardless, will go into Victini and click Bolt Strike. Do I click Bolt Strike? We don't know whether I outspeed it or not, so clicking V-Create is the better play. We don't outspeed it, so he goes for the Earth Power. This might knock us out. Doesn't. V-Create will pick up the KO. If I click Bolt Strike, we'd be in such a lot better place. But I was fearing the Roost. The Roost may have put him at enough health that he would be able to have lived. Regardless, we don't let him smash here. I think regardless, we don't let him smash, because we're not enough health to be able to take another hit, so we just click. And it rocks. Man, have I just gone for Bolt Strike there. Assuming this is Smash. Rock Blast. Rock Blast should never 2-hit KO my Toxapex. I think the best play is to Scold and then Haze. Gotta make these plays quick though. It's gotta be very quick. There's a chance we lose this endgame just because I'm having to play fast. Scold. We're able to get the burn. I assume he's gonna smash here. I think Bolt Striking could have been the play. Yeah, there's a smash. If we get the burn, then that's going to be game. The White Herb. Here's White Herb. Regardless, we still Scold. Not doing a lot of damage. Can we get a burn? No burn, unfortunate. We Haze, and then we recover. I should be able to take that. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, that's not doing a great deal. Haze and recover. I mean, I needed the burn, I think, on that. I think I'm going to run out of time before I can finish this game off. I have to recover here, as he's probably going to smash again. He actually Rock Blasts. I don't think that's doing enough. So I think I might be able to get another Scold off. Might be able to get another Scold off. Up to 103. I'm going to risk the Scold. He's just going to Rock Blast again. He's going to miss. Can I get a burn? We get the button. Okay, so I can now kind of recover spam. I need to be quick about it, but yeah. Just recover. This Rock Blast is going to do literally no damage at all. I'll recover once and then I'll Scold. I'm not going to extend this game longer than I need to. But I also don't want to misplay on that turn and die to some bullshit like 5 crits. Because it's entirely possible. Yeah, and I'll just Scold here. That burn did seal the game. We're going to pick up a 1-0 win, which is very, very close. But this matchup was always going to be a close one, I felt. Feel like I played this one a little bit better than last week. But yeah, good game to PatMac. This was a really, really fun game. Especially for like a first meeting. This was, yeah, right down to the end. If I clicked Bolt Strike on the Lugia, then I would be in a better position. But I didn't want him to roost, be quicker, and like if he had clicked roost on that turn, then obviously I would have been in that position. But yeah, in the end it all worked out, so that's what really matters. Toxapex is just ridiculously fat, effectively, is the takeaway from that. Yeah, good game to PatMac. Make sure to go check him out. His link will be down in the description below, as well as all the other coaches for the BBL this season. Leave a like if you're enjoying the content, and subscribe so you don't miss out on the rest of the BBL, as well as upcoming leagues being UBL, UPA, which is a really fun BDSP like draft ladder tour thing. It's super complicated, and I don't even understand the rules to it, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, other content potentially as well. So yeah, make sure to subscribe to don't miss any of that. And until next one, have a great day, guys. Peace.